Welcome. We are excited as we can be that this day has actually arrived. The group's been, Team Barbershop has been working on this now for who knows how long, trying to get this first wave off the ground. And we are so happy that you have joined us, so happy that you have made the commitment to this point, and we hope that that commitment remains firm as we go through this process. Our goal for the day is to have Paul deliver to you um, all of the strategies that you will need to grow your chapter. And so I'm only going to have a couple of ground rules here. First of all, if you have a question, shoot it in the chat room, and then Lynn will offer that question to Paul either at that time or at a later time point, whenever is appropriate. We're going to start that way, and if we can open it up later, we will. Be reminded also that at the end of the day, we will have an open, what we call Ask Paul Anything type situation. So if you go through and you don't get your questions asked, or if you think of some later, jot them down. And at the end of the day, before we sign off, we'll just have an open session where you can ask Paul anything, whether that's clarification on anything that he has said or delivered, or just what are the next steps, and we'll try to cover those for you as well. Let me think. I think that's all we need to do. We have always said in our communication that Paul's delivery is 6 30-minute sessions. That was for a different purpose. And so what we've decided to do is just turn Paul loose and let him go until we feel like we need a break. And so for sure, about halfway through, somewhere around 2 o'clock, we will take a break, about 10-15 minute break for you to be able to do whatever you need to do. And so I think that's all we need to worry about at this point. Make sure that you have signed in and changed your name as Lynn has asked you to do. And I think we'll just turn it over to Paul at this point. I'm out of here.
Thanks, Rick. Good morning, everybody. If you don't know how to, hey, Dennis, I love this. Yes. If you don't know how to wave clap on Zoom, this is how you do it. And this is clapping, this is waving, this is clapping. So, and I like that Bill Ray is doing both. I love it. If you can do one with one hand and one with the other, I don't know if I can do that. Okay, Judy can. And Rich Dombrowski came up with. So, subtitles aren't available right now. Great, I want them. I'm just going to set a couple of expectations before we get rolling into the things. As we said, thank you for being here. We are covering something that is going across 4 time zones. Yes, 4 time zones. So special thanks to our friends out in Alaska who are coming to us just after 7 a.m. and on a Saturday morning. That's awesome. And if you don't, you've met some of them earlier today. Rick Keister. Rick can wave his hand. There's Rick. We have Lynn Pauls. She'll be moderating today. I think we saw Judy on call. I didn't think she was going to be here, but she is. I see Glenn. You know what I feel like right now? I feel like, was it Romper Room? And then there's Glenn. And, yes. And we have Greg, who is also part of the team. And is there anybody else I'm missing, Rick? Okay. So we've been preparing this for quite some time, and we are super excited that you are here. Our goal is to share some highly successful concepts, and we will be doing that today for sure. This approach will be different. If you think that this is just going to be a repackaging of all the things that we've heard before, this is not that. This is something, I guess Monty Python comes to mind, and now for something completely different. So This will be exciting and it will be culture changing. This is the exciting part for me. Not only will it be culture changing within our chapter, but as we grow and I mean, all of us on this call and all of our chapters helping others, this this has the potential for changing the culture and the landscape of barbershop and how to welcome people and create opportunities for people that haven't joined yet. So feel free to ask questions. Rick covered some of that. Chat is super helpful. The one thing that I'll say is that at some point there might be a question that's just too difficult to put in a chat, and I get that. But if you have a question or a comment, let's try to compress them down to about 20 seconds. Make your point, get in, get out, and we'll move on. Everybody go like that? Awesome. Thank you, Rick. Let's see. Just here, in this part of the thing that we talked about in the chapter interviews, this is not to return our chapter to how it felt or looked like 20 years ago. This is going to, what it designed is to share a clear way forward that might be different than we've been trying or been told, and it will be fun. So you have support. You have Team Barbershop. You've got ongoing training. You've got Ask Paul Anythings. I didn't come up with that, but people knew these things called AMAs, Ask Me Anything, where they have sports people come on and you can ask them any question you want. And so Team Barbershop, how about APAs? Ask Paul Anything. And probably the most awesome resource of all is we have each other. We're all going to be learning from each other because yes, the concepts are here, but guess what? There are going to be people that have really good ideas that are worth sharing. So, and let's have some fun today. Yay! Okay. I'm my own best audience sometimes. So Team Barbershop was born out of two things that chapters said that they wanted. They said that they wanted to grow, and they said that they wanted to sing better. Well, guess what? Team Barbershop is offering ongoing training on how to grow your chapter. And I kind of have, I don't know why, a little bit of a car theme today. You'll see gears, you'll see this thing right here. If you're not familiar, that's a turbo for a car. And what goes into it is air, but what comes out of it is a lot more air and faster air. And if you're not familiar with a turbocharger, if you're familiar with a hair dryer, that's basically what it is. Air goes inside, it comes out much faster. And then there's the ongoing training when it comes to singing, and we'll be sharing those later on, not today, but later on Team Barbershop processes. But today we'll be focusing on the growth portion. The first thing that I would like to share is this photo. You know, this gentleman sitting by the side of this, sorry about the coloring, it must be my computer, but sitting by the side of the lake and just wondering why fish aren't jumping up on land. He's not being very effective with his fishing. And we're actively waiting for fish to jump on shore. But guess what? What if I told you it's just not the lack of a pole, it's where we're fishing. Not going to catch many fish looking up into the sky. And people that look at us from a certain perspective go, why do you think that's going to work? And I think that's one of the things that we'll discover today is it's not so much what do we want people to want, it's what do they want. That's the key. So let's discover and discern what it is that attracts people and see if we could offer those kinds of things to them. I put this in here because I was traveling around the country teaching these concepts since probably, well, 10, 15 years, somewhere in there. And I was giving one district, had me come in, this is at least a decade ago, and it was for all of the chapter membership VPs for every chapter within the district. And I said, I'd like you to turn to the person next to you and tell them what you think your responsibilities are to your chapter. And then everybody's talking and it was loud and it was great. And they said, okay, now switch to the other person. What do you think your responsibilities are to your chapter? And this was membership VPs. And then I asked the question, what percentage of you heard recruit new members? Less than 1%. Less than 1% of the people in virtually any room, including that one, thinks that it's their responsibility to bring in new members. But here's the thing. This is an all skate or an all hands on deck approach. It's more and more effective as more and more of us engage, even if you don't think you're good at it. We'll talk about that too. Don't sweat the small stuff. All right. So I'm going to hit pause here just for a quick second and say, here's the idea for the day is don't feel like you have to take all these notes. I mean, you're welcome to if you might be a kinesthetic learner, and that's okay. But the idea is right now, it's just all these concepts and background, and then at the very end is the approach. And we'll just encapsulate everything and put it into a simple one page, here's what we're doing, and then you have all the supporting concepts to get there. So most of the day, it's just going to be, oh, I never thought of it that way, and having new ideas, etc. Cool?
Wait a
Awesome.
second. Are we
Yes.
recording? Oh, we are recording. Someone's done that. Okay. There will be recordings of
Great.
these also, which will help.
Yeah, so I think we've experienced this piece right here. If you give someone a CD or a link to one of your performances, do you think people generally like those more, or do they like it like when you're standing right in front of them and making music? The answer is it's live. Live is better than the old commercial. I'm dating myself. Is it live or is it Memorex? And people prefer live. And out in the Seneca Land district, I never forget it. This is over a decade ago. Clark Pease, love that guy. He said, you know, it's difficult to get goosebumps from a CD, but you can get it from a live performance. Okay, here's something. We need all kinds of chapters. There is no right kind of chapter. Should every chapter be mixed? No. Should every chapter be men's only or women's only? No. Should every chapter only meet 3 hours every week? No. You could meet once a month, you could meet multiple times, etc., etc. So there's just really no wrong way to enjoy this hobby. And we're just going to open up to more of the approaches and ilks of chapters that can exist. Okay. All right. What do people think? I mean, oh, I think I deleted a slide here, but that's all right. I can fill it in. Before people hear barbershop, here are some things that I've heard many times before. If someone says, I've heard of barbershop, or maybe I've seen it on Jimmy Fallon or something like that. And what do you and start? This is where you can start throwing things in the chat. So get ready with your chat. Go ahead and click chat and get ready to put something in there. If you have somebody that's if you said, what do you think of when you hear the words barbershop quartet? So go ahead and throw in there what you think people think when they hear the words barbershop quartet or barbershop style music, barbershop chorus, etc.? So Lynn, if you could read off some of those, that would be great.
Dapper Dans,
The
old
Dapper
fashioned,
Dans,
old
old
fashioned,
fashioned.
old guys in funny hats, Buffalo Bills, Lita Rose, four people singing, Music Man.
Yeah. And the other ones that I hear, I think someone said old fashioned.
Yeah.
That's one that I hear a lot. That, these are all the things that not all of them are not all the things that people will normally say are overly complimentary, at least what we think people will say.
Old guys in
But
funny
here's the
hats.
funny thing. Here's the funny thing. If you have a performance and then you invite a neighbor or a friend that's never seen the barbershop chorus, what is the first thing that virtually every single one of us hear from them when they see us in the lobby afterward? And the answer is, let's see, what is the answer? Wow. Wow. How many of you, I can't see everybody, but how many of you have heard wow after a performance? Fantastic. Great harmonies. How many have heard that one? Great harmonies? Yes. I love that I could understand the words. Yay. That's an important one. I love a cappella sound. You all look like you were having so much fun. Have you heard that one before? Yeah. And I love hearing songs that I know. And we'll be talking about that one. So if you haven't heard you haven't heard that one before, we'll talk about that. So now I'm going to share a video. This is just a video of a standard chapter within Barbershop. I wouldn't say that it's extraordinary, but just a regular chapter. So let's see. Let me see if I can get this. Great. Now, bear with me. So that. And I think I go to, oh, I don't know how to get back. All right, so I think I go back to the Zoom call and then I just share a different screen. Is that right? Okay. Did that work? Awesome. Can you hear this? Can you hear this or no?
No, not yet. Did you share
Okay.
sound? Did you go to share sound?
Let me see.
It's under advanced, usually.
Okay,
Can you do
so
that for
there's
him, Lynn?
more.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Optimize video for sharing. Share computer sound.
Share computer sound.
There we go. And then optimize for video sharing probably. Yes?
We're getting a blank screen at the moment. You still have to share the screen as well.
Let me hit stop share.
Yeah.
Share. Yes.
It's coming. Right now we're just seeing a blank screen, so I'm not sure if you clicked the wrong screen to share.
Okay. We have another approach that we can take if this doesn't want to cooperate.
I can always,
I've shared
you can share them with me
many
and I can
screens.
share them. So the,
Go. Okay, I can do that. So we've got a workaround. Thanks for being right there on the spot. All right. Copy. Put it in the chat, yes?
sure.
That way it's documented. There we go. There's a concert. Thanks for your patience, everybody.
So we need to share screen again, get them back up.
I'm doing it.
Working it? Okay, I'm sorry.
Can you see that?
I don't see anything.
Okay, just a moment.
Things happening. There we go. There's a calm surrender to the day when the heat of the holy world can be turned away. So I'm going to go ahead and talk over this. Every time I talk, does it close out what they're singing?
No.
Okay, great. So it does on my end, but that's okay.
You can talk over it, or we can leave it singing.
Yep.
Whatever.
Just go ahead and let it run.
Whoops.
So I think most of us know this song. It's Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And this is a chorus in the Ontario district. They recorded this several days after I was up there on faculty at their leadership academy or Harmony College. And I just love that they're having fun. Is it perfect? No, and that's okay. I love that guy. We're going to listen a little bit. I'd like you to hear the key change. The reason that this is important is I was talking with at the time, there was a new president of the society, and he had been society president, I think, for about 36 hours. And we were, okay. And I was saying that, you know, there's a way to make Barbershop just so much more approachable, and creating this video that might even go viral. Go ahead.
Paul,
Rick is saying something?
Yeah, can we, going back and forth is distracting. So either cut the music or listen.
If you just,
I'd say we probably heard enough, so just go ahead and talk.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
All right,
Sorry
so
about
if you could stop sharing that would be great. Okay. So I was talking to the president of the society at the time, and I said, I think I have a way to make a video go viral. And I said, it just needs to meet these two criterion. And he said, oh, and sung well. I said, no, I don't think so. Paul, you're up here coaching singing. I would expect you to just be all over that. And I said, yeah, I mean, would I like that to be true? Yeah. But it's not necessarily true. There was no such thing as a viral barbershop video. Viral is anything over 1 million views, usually. And, you know, about 10 days later, a video comes out, and there was 1.2 million views in 10 days. 10 days. And if you're wondering what the video was, it's the one you just watched. 1.2 million views in 10 days. And if you read, we don't have that back up, but if you read the comments, they are overwhelming. overwhelmingly positive. And so why is it that people think that that video, now there was one person that got out there and said, these guys wouldn't fare well at competition. Maybe their delivery was a little plotty, the key change wasn't perfect, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And guess what the rest of the world did to that guy? They descended upon him and just obliterated him. He's like, no, I'm just saying, well, you can say it somewhere else. So what we want to be true and what is actually true can be two very different things. Now, what are the two things that make this video go viral in 10 days? What is it? Go ahead and throw it in the chat if you think you know one of the two. What makes that video go viral? It's super important. Unexpected. Love it, Harrison. People having fun. Yes. Friendly atmosphere. Yes. Aha. Rich and Dale. Gold stars. They're singing something that's familiar. It's familiar. Exposure in the community. Yep. Curiosity. Yes. So there's one other aspect. We've got that song is familiar to people. They like this. Having fun, yes. Harrison knows where this was. This was at Tim Hortons, yes. Ordinary guys. That's as close as we've gotten so far. Ordinary guys. I love this. So here's the answer, everybody. It's very approachable. They're not on a stage. They're not singing something that's overly difficult that none of them could ever actually sing. They're familiar with the song. And how are they dressed? They're dressed like everyday people. So it's, again, very approachable. They're not on a stage. So it's very approachable. You could just walk up to them and say, oh man, what's this? This is really cool. I love it. Now, there was another video that was recorded the very same evening where the guys were standing and they were interacting, and it was Alexander's Ragtime Band. Now that had 5% of the hits that this last one just had. Same environment, maybe sung better, but it wasn't familiar. It felt like, oh, we're performing, it's us and them, rather than a we approach. So if you don't get anything out of that video, the big thing is, any level, have something amazing to share.